Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for my latest edition of favorite albums of 1984, I'm going to have to pick Queen, The Works. This is the album that kind of brought me back into the band. Like a lot of people, I think Hot Space kind of missed the mark. Very disco, very dance. I didn't mind it. I bought it later on. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite Queen album, but I think a lot of hardcore fans were kind of turned off by the sound of that album. So they kind of went back in. This Queen kind of went back into the studio, refocused, come out with this album called The Works, and it was touted. I remember the time as the return to their rock roots, which then got confusing when they released Radio Gaga because it's more of a pop song. So I think again that's why it didn't do too well in the states. But everywhere else in the world, I think this was a top 10 album, and I think the states went to number 23 if I remember correctly. But still, it's a great album. But it does lack the sonic punch of, let's say, News of the World. Even Hot Space, if you put it on your stereo system, has a little bit more kick in its sound. This is very stripped down for the most part. So the title, The Works, kind of misleading. But again, this is Queen, and they've never been to do things the normal way. Radio Gaga, I love this song. Tear It Up is the great rocker on here. It's a Hard Life is another one of my favorites. I like Man on the Prowl. Machines, Back to Humans, I'm not crazy about. I Want to Break Free, another fan favorite, including mine. Keep Passing the Open Windows is not bad. Hammer to Fall is a great song. And then my favorite, Is This the World Recreated? It's an acoustic number with Freddie Mercury and Brian May. Wow, fantastic little end to this album. It packs a punch. It's an acoustic ballad, but it just says everything we fear about the world at that time, and it's a great song. I like this album. Like I said, for an album that's called The Works, it is a very stripped down affair compared to their previous releases, but nonetheless, this is an album I think that kind of brought fans back on board and said, hey, this is the Queen we remember in a way. So I'll have to put it up here as one of my favorite albums of 1984. You let me know what you think. I'll post a couple of songs down below. We'd love to hear from you. This is Steven with my latest selection of favorite albums of 1984. It's Queen, The Works.